What's going on, Rob from myppctraining.com. Today I'm going to go through a few best practices with you on keyword match types and the different options available, and we're going to see what you guys should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing. Okay, so today we're going to go through the different match types in Adwords, and we're in Adwords Help Center, so I'm just going to walk you through all the different keyword matching options right now. So there's broad match modifier, or I call it modified broad match, phrase match, exact match, okay? And then negative, but that's a different animal for a different time, and we already have videos on that. So broad match essentially is, so here's Google's example. So for this example, it's using women's hats. So example search that your ad would trigger for is buy ladies hats. It would also trigger a ton of other terms that you might not want. Broad match, honestly, I would stay away from broad match unless you're pretty advanced with AdWords. Otherwise, you're going to get creamed. Because if you're doing women's hats, and that's the targeted keyword, Google's going to show your ads for all kinds of stuff that's not even related to women's hats. It's going to show stuff. It could be like women's helmet. It could be women's hat and scarf. It could be a ton of different things that you might not want your ad to show for. So it's something that you might want to stay away from. In my opinion, if you're just getting started out, I would just completely ignore it. Now, this is modified broad match, as I call it. And basically what it is you put a plus sign in front of each word in the keyword you want to target. So by doing that, you're telling Google, I only want my ad to show when the search query typed into Google has these two words, or whatever your keyword is, has to be in the search query, or else I don't want my ad to show for it. Now, this can be a good strategy if you use it on long tail keywords. Something like this short, I wouldn't recommend using it on. That's just my personal opinion. I've seen it work well before, and I've also seen it tank horribly. So for safety's sake, I just stay away from it unless it's longer tail. Okay, so this is a bad example of women's hats, but let's say it was a roofer or something like that. Your client's a roofer, or you're a roofer, and your keyword is, Philadelphia Roofing Company. That's a great longer tail way to use modified broad match. All right, so the longer the better. Shorter, it's a little more risky, but it's still a great keyword modifier match option. Next is phrase match. You can see here it's got little quotes around the keyword, and women's hats, buy women's hats. So it's basically gonna be in this order, women's hats in the search query, but there could be additional things before or after the keyword. And you can see here, ads may show on searches that the match phrase or close variations of that phrase with additional words before or after. Ads won't show, however, if a word is added in the middle of the phrase. So that's the only really difference there. And I'll put a link for this in the description to this page. It's just Google's Help Center, so you can kind of just come in here and just read them if if you want more information, stuff like that. This is a great tool to have to cruise around, see what's going on. Next is exact match, and you can see here it's got little brackets around the keyword. Example keyword again, women's hats. It's going to show stuff for hats for women. It's going to be very, very close. Exact match is probably the best match type to use, even though you're severely limiting your impressions when you use it, because you're only going after a certain variation of the keyword. And you can see here it's going to tell you a little bit about exact match, but either way, it's a great match type to start with. I always start every campaign with just phrase match and exact match in my ad groups, and a tool that I'm going to show you right now to use to build your ad groups, so you're not listing out your keywords and manually putting brackets and pluses and quotes around each keyword, because that's a pain in the ass and takes forever. This tool here called Adwords Wrapper, it's adwordswrapper.com. You come in here, so let's say our keyword is women's hats. Hit wrap keywords. So obviously, if this is our ad group, you'd have all your keywords in here, not just one, but for example, you get the idea. Hit wrap keywords, come down here. You can see it wraps the different match types around the keyword for you. So here's modified broad, phrase, and exact. Here's broad, modified broad, phrase, exact. And you had different variations of them. So say if you start out and you only want to do phrase and exact, this is a way you can build your match types in your ad groups way faster. So you would just come up here, drop all of your keywords for that ad group in here, hit wrap keywords, come down here, grab them, copy, paste, drop them right in your ad group, and you're done. Really, really cool tool. So if you guys have any questions about keyword match types or best practices, drop the comments below the video. As I said, I always start every campaign out with phrase and exact match keywords and just get some data and go from there. And then I start adding in longer tail modified broad match. There's a million different ways you can do it, but that's what I found success with. So if you guys have questions, as I said, drop them below. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, give me a thumbs up, and check out the links in the description. I'll put a link to this tool, Adwords Wrapper, and also to the Google Help Center where you can read more about the match types, get more in-depth information. Okay? All right, I'll see you guys in the next video.